Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 12th of February. How are you? And you, but especially you right over there, right above the Make It Happen sign. How are you doing tonight? Are you making it happen? What is going on in your world? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I am so grateful to be here with you tonight. Ooh, I can take off the headset. I was just on with the congressman. So, it is that season. It is a very political season. It is very political out there these days. But, we're not political here. We are not political here. Hey, Carrie, how are you tonight? Great to have you here live. Great to have you here live tonight. How are things in Florida? Hopefully, I'm guessing no snow. I just moved the cars out of the way. We have this, oops, hang on a second. We have this area where we move the cars when it's going to snow so that it doesn't get in the way. So I just had to do that for the storm that's coming through tonight, is what I had to do. Ooh, hang on a second. It looks like I'm getting a guest here tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this set up. I don't know what's happening. Hold on.
I got
I'm
no
working
sound
it.
from the guest, but hey, ooh, hang on.
No
Maybe it's because I
sound?
don't have the sound on.
No sound?
It was me.
It was you?
It
Okay.
was me. They had sound for you, but I was like, I had the headset on. I was on a call with the congressman a minute ago, and then so I took off my headset and I didn't have my speaker on, but now I got you.
Now you got me? I'm trying to set this up yeah, whoa.
Get Muttley to hold it for you.
Muttley left. Muttley's on a walk.
Muttley's on a walk.
Muttley's on a walk.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm thrilled to have you here tonight.
Thanks. What are we talking about? Hi, everybody. I can't see comments, so.
You can't see comments? Well, I can see comments.
Mm-mm.
I'm just pulling up my other screen here. Hang on a second because I just want to make sure, because sometimes the comments go wonky. I just want to make sure that I have the right comment screen going here. Ooh, warm today. Let me just see. Did I have, yeah, see, on one screen, it's not giving it to me. So I'm getting my other screen of comments going. Hang on one second here. Boom, that is done there and there. All right. Oops, there we go. Okay, now I've got it. I've got it going. I've got you. And I've got, Carrie says it's warm in Florida today.
It is. It
I
is.
like it.
It is.
I'd like it if it were warm.
Okay.
I thought my initial, well, I got to do my quotes here, Angie. You're getting me off base here tonight.
Getting you all flustered. Okay, do your quote.
Oh, you're getting me all flustered. I'm gonna read our quote and then we can get going with our normal broadcast here. Let's see. Oh, I like this. This fits in with sort of what I wanted to talk about. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. There you go. Hey, Carmela there. How are you? Great to have you here live.
Hi, Carmela.
And April's here. 6 inches for Carmela of snow. Ooh.
Yuck.
That is yuck. I don't think we're getting that tonight. Our real issue is we're going to get a little bit of snow tonight, and then maybe some icings towards morning. But I thought we'd hone in for starters, Angie, on that quote, and it just was really sort of where I was going, was mindset. We get into a funk. Even I get into a funk sometimes. Are you? Well, do you want to talk about that, Angie?
No.
No, Neil, not you. You don't get into a funk. J- Jimmy's got his
Not,
grandpa suit because he isn't feeling well. I'm glad you're caring for Jimmy. We need a
yes,
healthy Jimmy.
yes.
Uh,
I will say, Neil, it's very rare that we hear that you're in a funk, and it's rare that we see it, but it's obvious when it happens. Can I say that?
yeah, I mean, I think I wear that pretty clear when I'm not when I'm not in my normal headspace.
Hmm.
I am pretty good about staying in and out of other headspace. There's a lot going on in the world, okay? I mean, I was just on with congressman and all the crap that's going on in DC that's affecting the rest of the world and just everything. And I'm not getting political here tonight. That's just a reality. It is a circus, and those are our monkeys.
Yes.
Okay, it is a circus. But that's for another day. But we tend to get into our own heads, okay, as resale store owners, okay, in this industry, more than others, we get in our own heads and write our own stories of what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is more successful than me. Everybody else's lives work better than mine. Everybody has everybody, one of the ones I heard today, Angie, was everybody has a fully funded consignment account, bank account with all the money they owe consigners. Everyone has that but me. Okay, was what a store owner told me today. Everybody
Everybody.
but me. Okay, and these are the stories we tell ourselves. And I want to say
Mhm.
they're mostly when we're telling ourselves these stories, they're lies. Okay, all these other stories aren't more successful than you. Okay, all these other things aren't much more. uh Thank you for dealing with the monkey. Yes, that I always happen to deal with the monkeys. I think I'll be in DC a lot this year, Cindy, with everything that's going on. Next trip in April, um, that I'll actually be there. Um, but these things get in our head, and they slow us, okay, like the quote today, like today's quote. I don't want to misquote it. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. Okay, that was today's quote when I opened the page. Okay, I mean, and these beliefs limit you. Okay, that other stores are better than you. Okay, you are your most successful self. You are your best self. You do amazing things. Okay, my beatdown last week, that just it was just one thing after another. I had 4 cars in for service. Okay, I had 4 cars in for service last week, and it was one thing after another that just was really big money. And multiple cars needed tires, brakes, all this stuff. And you know, all of a sudden you got many, many, many thousands of dollars, almost 5 figures in money in car repairs last week. That's just mostly normal stuff, and it was like nothing. It was the uncontrollables. Like you can't do anything about it. Okay,
Right.
you have to do it. And then I got a whole bunch of medical bills, which are common, and again, nothing you can do anything about. Okay, you need medical care. And so don't compare yourselves to others. We talk about it all the time, but like that was so like in the mirror. I wish I don't have a mirror here as a prop, but that was such a mirror moment. Nobody but me has this. I'm the only one that doesn't have it. Was what the store owner told me today, and it was like, no, I said, in their area, because we work with so many stores in their state. I'm like, I can count on one hand the number of stores that have. I don't even need a whole hand in that area to come up with the stores that have fully funded accounts. I'm not saying, and everywhere is very degrees of in between. And I'm not getting on a soapbox for that topic. Okay, that's a topic for another day.
Mhm.
Okay, but I do want you to know, I don't want you to beat yourself up for and get yourself into a funk comparing yourselves to other stores. Um, and you know, the other big issue this week. So that's what got me into a funk, because I just don't like spending money like that at a left field, and that just got into my head, and I had to shake that off a little bit. That took a little bit for me to digest it and to shake it off, because it was just
Mhm.
so much money, just that.
Just going out,
Well,
the
and it's
door.
not like, hey, Angie, come on over here. I want to show you my new brakes. I want to show
Like,
you my new tire.
ooh,
Okay,
ooh.
you know, and I don't even have, I'm not like Jimmy or anything and have fancy rims or tire, you know, classic car to look at. You know, I have a car with that had tires on it the day before, that had what I thought had brakes on it the day before. Now just has really expensive brakes, and I can't even
That's
show
really
them to
good
you. It's
one.
not even like I can put on my Louis Vuitton and go prancing around with it. I mean, I can't,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. But it had to be
You
done.
know, look at me. I went to the doctor. Ooh, I have no money. You know, God. You
Yep.
know,
It's like
woo,
that. Like
just like
that.
that. You know,
Just
and
like that.
so that all the well, yeah, overwhelm of all that got me into a funk. Got into my head and got me into a funk, because it was just so many things all at once. Um, but it was the uncontrollables. Okay, there's nothing that I could have done to prevented that. Okay, there's nothing that I could have done to not end out with those cars. It just by luck of the draw that all those vehicles ended out all at the same time needing service. You
Right.
know, it was just the way the mileage worked out and the service needs and everything else. It was just boom, 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 and it was, you can't control when you're going to need medical care. So it wasn't a, you know, boom, 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 just all those bills came in. Here, you hit your deductible. Congratulations, you hit your deductible. You're, oh, this has a big copay. It just, it's not that, but I work on controlling the controllables. Okay. And I really, 99% of the time, I don't worry about the other stuff because I can't control it. So, like, I talk about DC and I can affect change in DC in the long term. I can't affect the news cycle of DC. Okay, so I don't worry about it. Okay, I don't get caught up in it. I don't listen to it, not to stick my head into the sand. Okay, but I want you to work on what you do control, what you control in your four walls, what you do to keep your head in the right mindset, okay, in the right mind space, okay, and not to entrepreneurs. The other thing, Angie, that entrepreneurs are really hard on themselves on is they are like their kids at school. When their kids come home from school, what do you do in school today? Well,
Nothing.
no, hang on a second. How was your day? Fine.
Fine.
What do you do at school today?
Nothing.
Nothing. Isn't that
Nothing.
how half of you feel? More than half of you. The most of you feel after your day at your store. What did you do at your store today? What did you get done?
Nothing.
Nothing. We were
Nothing.
so busy. We were doing so many things. I got nothing done.
Nothing done. Nothing done.
Nothing done. Okay. And so through planning, through goal setting, I've talked a lot about goals this year. Through planning, you actually get to done and things accomplished. Okay. You know, when you set goals for yourself for the day, and it doesn't have to be, goals doesn't have to be a task list. Okay. Tasks can make up the goal, but, you know, often, many times, you need as a business owner, especially as an entrepreneur, come up with what's that one thing? One thing. Not 100 things. What's the one most important thing I need to get done today? What's the one most important thing I need to get done today? Because when you accomplish that, and even if it's not the first thing you're doing from a task perspective, when you get that done, okay, when you can say at the end of the day, when you're sitting across the table from your spouse or your partner, and they're saying, how was your day? When you're talking to your dog and they're asking, your dog's looking at you and how's your day? You can say, oh my God, I got this done. I'm so excited. Okay. Yes, you may have had 100 other things that sidetracked you, that you worked without focus on. But that one thing, okay, and that's something you can build on, okay? Because imagine that, Angie, if you're in your store 5 days a week, and I know some of you are going to tell me you're in your store 8 days a week, but if you're in your store 5 days a week and you focus on that one thing 5 days a week, one thing today, one thing tomorrow, one thing the next day, and at the end of the week, you can look back and you accomplished 5 things that you wanted to accomplish this week. Okay. And it's so much easier in that way when you're looking at the one thing for today than saying, I need to get these 5 things done. That I have this goal of doing this.
Right. There's a lot of days when I just have one thing on my list, just
Right.
one thing. But there's
Right.
days, I mean, there's days that I have 4 or 5, like yesterday and today, but a lot of days it's just one thing because that's the most important thing of the day. No matter what else is going on, that I'm getting done.
Right. Right. I'm not leaving here until that is all set.
Right. Exactly.
I may have done all these other things. It's true. I promised myself, I made a commitment to me. Okay. It's not even a commitment to Angie. It's not a commitment to all these stores. It's not a commitment to the world. I made a commitment to me that I was going to get this done today. And that's going to happen. I have my list, for tomorrow and my goals and what I'm looking forward to. And Angie's smiling at that, but
because I think I put a lot of things on that list today.
You did, and I'm not even going to tell you what the one thing is. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Writing down, sort of, to April's point, writing down so you can check it off, but even almost like an accomplishments list or journaling for yourself at the end of the day, okay, about your day and your accomplishments is huge. It is a great way of encapsulating positive mental energy from the day. Okay. And we want you to capture more positive energy. Okay. We want you to store it up because there'll be days that are hard. Okay. Even I have hard days. Okay. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't have hard days. I don't have them often, as Angie said, but we have hard days. And so when you let that mental energy, when you fill that bank up every day, when you take that piggy bank of mental energy and you fill it up, it's something you can lean on when you have a bad day. It's a mental energy bank that you can lean on. Right?
It is. But okay, can you read that quote one more time?
I can.
But
Rose got done far more than expected today.
Good job, Rose.
And April saying some days just getting out of bed can be on the list. I'm with you. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations.
Can we talk about that in a different way?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. Can you tell me how many people are on right now?
We have at least 10 on right now that are live with us because the number the one number on the screen is wrong. It gives me another number on the other screen. Hang on a second. I'm not on the other screen. But we have, oh, this hasn't even refreshed that. So let's
That's
go.
okay.
Let's go with that. There's 10 live right now.
Okay.
I've got different, no, I've got 3 different numbers that it's showing me. And so we're just going to call it 10.
Okay. So I'm just going to say this about the limited imagination of others. And there are times when I'll be honest, and probably Neil will probably be like you, I come up with some crazy stuff. I come up with some stuff and it's just like,
Oh,
where did
yeah.
that come? Where did that come from? And there's always a reason that, like, there's always something that sparks that, like the spark blueprint. But here's what I found has been happening, right? Is that when those crazy ideas come, and once I put them out into the universe, I am more likely to get them done than not. And so, and not always do people think that they're great ideas? Not just, I'm not picking on you at all, but other people, like my ideas, not everybody thinks that they're great ideas, but I know when I go and I run with them, they turn into something amazing because I am not letting other people limit where my mind is going, if I'm making any sense.
You're making total sense because you're not squashing it. And I would argue that your initial spark into the universe, okay, if that's what we're going to call it with your idea,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
may not be your finished product.
No, not at
Okay.
all. Not at all.
Okay. But you know, but putting that out there, I almost say to you that when you put it out there, that's you making it real. Okay, so for a lot of people are afraid to put it out there. A lot of people are afraid because they don't want the negative feedback. Oh, you can't do that. You don't have the money to do that. You don't have the talent to do that. You don't have the ability to do that. You don't have any of that. Okay. You put it out there so that you now said it. Now you've got to make it real.
Exactly.
It becomes your charge. It becomes your.
It does, and but there's also there's more to it than just that. It becomes like in the past, like a few like years ago, I was told that I had to do a speech in a certain way because that's how it was expected. That was whatever, and it didn't feel right. And so I wrote it that way, but it didn't feel right. And so I didn't want to, like, I just kept stewing over it. And
It
finally I
wasn't
said,
you.
it wasn't me. So finally I said, screw it, basically. And I wrote a speech and I put it on a piece of paper folded in quarters. And that was my speech, was like on this thing, not this big old thing. And that felt like me. That felt intentional for me. It felt good for me. It felt like it was me being authentic and being real, not doing what everybody expected of me.
Right.
So when you talk about the quote of like other people's limited imagination, you have to, and I'm speaking to everybody, you have to go with your gut. You have to, whether you have to analyze it or not analyze it, you just have to do it and put it out there because amazing things happen. And I will tell you that, so you know my 25 for 25. So I actually wrote them in it's a priority planner that I got from Aldi. If you go to Aldi, and it just has the top, and then it has kind of like broken down for what your priorities are. So each one got a space for January through March, and I've been writing in whatever I'm working on for that spark and what's so I'm remembering the little things that are making the difference, how they are making a difference, being accountable to myself, and taking like the spark blueprint was something that was just a crazy idea. It came up on New Year's Eve, but I am realizing how much more I am getting done. I'm being so much more productive than I ever have
Well,
at
you're
any
being
point in
so much
time.
more. I would use the word intentional.
intentional and mindful.
Intentional and mindful. And that's so
Yes.
important with that, being intentional, being mindful of these things and being mindful of who you are. Like, even, we're working on something, can't tell you about what it is yet, but we're working on something and we actually have a script, which is not me. Okay, I'm the get up and talk guy.
Right.
Because I know my information. But utilizing a script can be good for inspiration. It can be good to make sure that I'm not missing something just from a concept standpoint. But I'll almost never get up and do a script.
Right.
It has to be a very, very short thing. But people tell you that you have to do that. If you're speaking, you have to do that when that's why that public speaking one is a perfect example, Angie. But we're doing these things every day in your store. So when you take that example that you gave with speaking, people say there's a certain way that you have to talk to consigners. There's a certain way that your consignment agreement has to be. There's a certain way that you have to pay your consigners. There's a certain way that you have to process your consignments. There's a certain way. There's your way.
Right. It's all your way. It's all
right.
Your way.
That is your secret sauce to your store. That is the secret sauce to you. That's the secret sauce to your store.
Right. It's your choice. Because you know the audience. You know the audience. Yeah, it was because I had a conversation with the store owner and they were talking about the clothes everybody wears to work. And like one person prefers more dressed up. That's their way. The other person prefers more casual. That's their way. Sorry. And it works for them. But the person that's in more casual will never be comfortable being all dolled up. So, like, just be yourself. You will find greater joy in being yourself. You will find much more happiness and much more productivity when you are yourself.
And everybody else is taken. Be yourself.
Exactly.
Be yourself. I mean, Angie and I will never be alike, but we're pretty good.
We're pretty good. We're pretty good. But okay, so can I make my announcement about what I did?
Which announcement is that?
UH.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about that tonight?
Can I? Yeah, because it goes along with the topic, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is something that everyone will be very excited to share in your excitement, very proud of you, and very intrigued to want to learn more.
Exactly.
Okay, which they're not going to get all the more tonight because I'm not staying on here for another 6 hours.
Right, but I could talk about it for hours, but I'm not going to.
I would argue you can talk about it for days.
I could talk about it for days. So if you guys have heard me talk at all, then you've probably heard me talk about StoryBrand, Donald Miller, and his company, Business Made Simple. He's actually changed the name of it to Coach Builder. And so one of the things that has been on my list forever, is to be a part of the Coach Builder brand, the Coach Builder company with the Donald Miller. And so I had the opportunity to become a coach for them. And so I am now a certified coach in unreasonable hospitality. And if you haven't heard of the book, it's a great book to read. The guy's name is Will Guidara, and he took a restaurant in New York City to #1 in the world by practicing unreasonable hospitality. And what that basically is all the things that I love to do. All the things that I talk about a lot is finding those ways that you can make a difference in your customers' lives, in your team's lives, in everybody that you kind of deal with in your store, how you can up that experience without spending a lot of money. It's not about the money you spend, it's about the experience that you give. It's not a one size fits all. It is a one fits one because everybody is different. But I'm not going to go into that more. But it's just being a certified coach for Donald Miller has just been like, in these coaching groups. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm learning so much. We've got framework, and we are putting this into the resale industry. We are the only ones that are doing it for resale and building on this. So you guys are going to get it all, some of these tidbits dropped into the program and workshops. It's just you guys. You're getting it from me. You're getting it from Neil, because we're going to work together. And April, we're working together to create this amazing thing. So that's number one. That's Unreasonable
Carmela says
Hospitality.
congratulations. Woo-hoo.
Thank you. Woo-hoo. The other one is there's another one called Flight Plan School, and that's more of the framework for websites and landing pages and emails and leadership and all of that. And so I am like right there. I will be certified in that by the end of the week, so that's another coaching thing that we can add to our repertoire that we are the only ones teaching on. We're the only coaches for Donald Miller. And I'm really excited about the things that we
Right.
get to show and get to do for you guys.
Because,
So
yeah, so we're getting all these congratulations rolling in from Carrie and Catherine from the Heart and Consignment,
thank you.
and all these people are on here. But what part of that we share with you, okay? Because we always tell you the best investment is investing in yourself, investing in your store, taking the time to work on you, okay, so that you can be better. That every high performer has a coach, okay, and we live and breathe it too. Okay, so every high performer in anything, any professional athlete, we just watched the Super Bowl. Not sure who the coaches are for Kansas City, but let's just take that other team had coaches that were coaching
Andy
them.
Reid.
Don't do what the other team's doing. Okay.
Pay attention to your own team.
Oh, Lisa's on here tonight. Lisa Lance is on here.
Lisa Lance.
People. See, I hate that it hides all of you in the shadows. I appreciate all of you chiming in for Angie. But we get coached too. We work on us. We're constantly taking courses. We're constantly doing things so that we can be better. Okay.
Absolutely.
And we're big believers in that. I used to think that young me used to think you learn this and you're done. I mean, you go to school, you get to high school, you graduate, you're done. You go to college, you get a degree, you're done. We're lifelong learners. And we truly believe in lifelong learning. There are so many things. I look around the room at different certificates or things that I've done and Angie's done. We're just, that is the way we roll, because that is how we get better. That is, the investments we've made. When you look at what the virtual course we have coming up at the beginning of March on AI, the investments we made in not only learning AI, okay, and doing it so that it's not a kitschy thing, I guess would be, so that it's actually an employee. Okay, if you look at, if I told you, okay, what are we charging for that, Angie? $299?
$299 for non and $149 for members.
Okay. 48 times. Hang on 1 second. So, Angie, a lot of people in a lot of this country right now are paying, if they can get somebody to work for them, they're having to pay them like $15 an hour, right?
Right.
Okay. That is $31,200 a year at 15.
31,000.
31,000.
Okay.
31 grand. Okay, that is almost, hang on a second.
Real money.
That is almost real money.
Yeah.
But for not even, because you should be a member. If you're not, you're crazy. Okay, especially with all that you get from a membership. But with a couple of these, okay, okay, you can get $31,000, more than $31,000 of productivity, okay, from your business, okay, and it's like having at least another $31,000 employee, or maybe your first $31,000 employee. And
Right.
I know some people, I know a couple people, Angie, asked this, and it caught us off guard at first because they're like, well, that hiring pro sounds really great, but I don't have any employees. I don't even know what to do with them. I wish I had an employee, but I can't afford an employee today.
Right.
Now's the time.
Today.
Now's the time not only to have this tool as an employee, but this is the time to have the hiring pro. And I say that because people are like, well, you had it all figured out. Okay, well, I didn't have it all figured out. I look like I did, but I didn't have it all figured out when we started.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the questions we always asked ourselves, because you got to remember, way back when in resale, okay, when we started in resale, we were open Tuesday through Saturday. We were closed Sunday and Monday, even though we paid rent those days. Okay. We were closed Sunday and Monday, but we were open Tuesday through Saturday. Cassandra and Rylan on the counter, with Rylan on the counter, worked Tuesday through Friday. And I worked the store every Saturday by myself. They worked it by themselves Tuesday through Friday. I worked it every Saturday. Okay.
Right.
But the one question I always insisted, okay, for anything that we did in the business in those early days, and this was the foundation, okay, of I wish I had the hiring pro back then, okay, was how will this happen if it's not us? How will this happen if we are not here? How does this happen someday when we do have employees? Okay, so that we can have a weekend off, so that we can have a Tuesday through Saturday off and go someplace. Okay, how does this happen? Okay, and that was a pivotal question that we constantly asked with everything that we developed as we learned this business, as we developed this business from the ground up, okay, with no employees. Cassandra will remember more than I did. We were at least 6 months with no employees. Possibly a little longer than that, maybe as much as it may have been longer than that. Okay, but we were a good 6 months before we hired anybody. Okay, and that first part-time person. But we kept on asking, how will we do this? Okay, if we are not here. Okay.
Yeah.
And everything we did was developed around that. So if
Right.
you don't have employees yet, okay, this will help you build the foundation for when you do. This will help you
Right.
answer those questions. So you had 1.5 years before the first employee. We made it so easy, it only felt like 6 months. There's Cassandra just chimed in with it.
Nice.
Okay, but I got us a dumpster for our second anniversary. That was our big second anniversary present. We didn't have to bring the trash home anymore.
Yeah. Oh.
They're true stories of business owner, but this is the power of this is what this tool can do for you. This is what the workshop is going to do for you. This is how this is going to generate this kind of money and freedom for you. And it's going to move, to April's point earlier, it's going to move from to do to done. Okay, people have job descriptions on their list to do. I need to write a job description for my pricing agents, my processors. I need to write a job description for my cashier. It moves it from to do to done, and gets it done now.
Right, and most people, I think, hire, like they just be like, oh my gosh, I got to hire someone, and they just kind of go through it. But if you've already worked on it and have it done, then when that time comes, you are just ready to rock and roll. You don't have to spend that time, the precious time that you have, flustered trying to get it done. You can get it done using that hiring pro now. So you've got it all ready to go. You just create your own little packet and it's sitting there, because when that day comes, because someone might just walk in the door that's going to impress the pants off you, and you want to hire them.
Yes,
You'll
absolutely.
have it all done. You'll have it all done. So yeah, so we've got a lot of great things coming. I mean, we have the hiring pro, but that's not to say that we're going to stop there.
No,
We
and
got a lot more.
we're going to cover promotions and events in this,
Yeah.
and
Social.
and social, and things you need to be doing for your business. So this builds you time, and
Right.
it's all recorded. It's all going to be recorded. So
Right. If you can't watch it during that time, you
Right.
can watch it later, because as soon as it's done and as soon as the video is processed and everything, we are sending that out to you guys that are signed up for it so that you can watch it, look at it that night. If you have questions, you can send them to us and we'll get them answered. And
Right,
we'll
because we
get you
know some
everything
of
you
you are
need.
going to watch it that night or early the next morning, and you're going to watch it in between things. You're going to watch some of it live, some of it recorded,
Right.
some of it you're going to do as a refresher so that you remind yourself of something that we covered, and that is so exciting for us. And
Yeah.
we're just I'm psyched about this. It's less than a month
Me too.
away. It's just a
Less
few
than a
weeks
month.
away.
Yes. So I'm gonna just ask the question, and then I know you probably got to get going, but I can't see the comments. But what's something from the webinar that we did do a couple weeks ago? What's something that you've tried since then? What's something that you've
What's
tweaked
something
and gotten better
that you
at?
tried with AI?
Yeah, I want to like what's happening? What are you guys
Well,
doing
that's
with the
something.
AI since you've learned?
The dates and time again is 3, 4, and 5,
March.
right? Because I always say
Yeah.
it wrong because they block time off differently on my calendar so that I don't put anything and I don't screw it up. But
Yeah.
this
3rd,
is the
4th,
3rd,
and 5th.
4th, and 5th from 12 to 4 each day.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yep.
March 3rd, 4th, and 5th from 12 to 4 Eastern each day, Catherine.
Yep.
And yeah.
Sweet. So
Carmela negotiated her first month's rent with her landlord using AI.
nice, Carmela.
Nice job,
Awesome.
Carmela.
Good job. Good job.
Carrie used it to make an Instagram post.
Good. Love it, Care.
Jessica wins the prize. Angie, Jessica wins the prize.
I gotta hear this one.
My kids to do chores with it. My oldest was watching the webinar with me, so I have practicing on her. I was practicing on her.
Oh, Jessica, love you. This is awesome. That's
it,
awesome.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
That is some great stuff.
That is some great stuff.
That is truly great stuff. And the stuff that you're doing on your own, the stuff that you're doing just with the little tidbit that Angie taught you is so tip of the iceberg, is so
absolutely it is.
And so small in comparison to everything else that we are going to cover that is going to directly apply to your store, that you are going to take and start using right away. Actually, the hard part will be digesting it and not doing it all while Angie and I are teaching it. Okay, when we teach something, you got to take a breath for a minute, and because we're covering a lot in that time frame, and we don't want you to miss the next thing because you're like, oh my God, I got to go do that right now. Okay.
Right, because what's going to happen? If you watch the video, you heard my monkey chatter going off about, having to do all this stuff. You're going to start thinking about all of this stuff, and the monkey chatter is going to go, and sometimes you gotta like rein in that little monkey in your head.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ask you to rein in that little monkey in your head. Yes.
I gotta put those monkeys.
Still your circus. Still your circus.
Control
just bring them in.
And that's true, April. That's where the replays will help. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. So, Do you want me to try to convince Mama Tess to make a little appearance in here?
Is Mama Tess right there?
Let me see if I can get her to come
Hang
in
on
here.
a second. If we can have Mama Tess give us a good word tonight.
You're
If the
wanted on the
monkeys
video.
are smashed, they'll be quiet
Here.
for a while. That doesn't always work with Luna.
Okay, I'm gonna take my earpods off, so see if hopefully she can hear you. Hold on.
Okay. I can talk louder.
You're gonna come in here.
You want me to
Can
be
you see me?
louder? Whoa, where'd you go? Oops, we lost Angie. Hang on a second. Angie hung up for a second. We'll see if we get her back here in a second. Well, I am watching. I hope that I get Angie back because I want to see Mama Tess. I want Mama Tess. I want the good word from Mama Tess. While we wait for Angie to reconnect, no, you know what? This video and everything that I talk about, goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store. You can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, ring the bell, ring it so you know when another one drops. Or you know when Mama Tess drops in. Okay?
Okay.
You can also share it with everybody you know, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8th and Ish, Sunday and Wednesday, but if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. Here she comes again. There's Mama Tess. There's Mama Tess. I'm ringing the bell for Mama Tess. How are you?
Fine, and how are you?
Good. We got you now. We got audio.
You got audio, you can hear, you can see. So everybody, this is Mama Tess.
Are you having fun in Florida? What puzzle are you working on today?
Listen, I've just finished number 5. I think I'm done for a while.
5, you're done for a while? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I gotta go. We gotta go to town and get some more puzzles.
Well, you know, you guys should be able to get out and have a good time. You're getting rid of Leonard for a couple of days. You guys can go and have your ladies' time and go out and hit the town.
That's right.
All that Polk City has to offer.
Right. Woohoo! Excitement. So we can go to the Dollar
Oh, hey, everybody's wishing Mama Tess hi. Carrie, Lisa, April said she misses you both. They're all chiming in here tonight. They're all, I'm so glad you were able to hop on for a minute here.
Yeah. So we've talked about you a lot. So, okay. Now people get to see who Mama Tess is.
Now we got a face to go with it.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. You take care.
You too.
See you later. Bye, Mom. Thank you.
And our closing quote tonight, Angie, our closing quote.
Yes.
And I don't pre-screen these. It just fits.
They just
always tends to fit.
Yes.
Okay, because you're in the right place, people. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Yes. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We're going to party with AI on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But until then, and until Sunday night at More 8th and Ish, no Super Bowl this week, so Sunday night at More 8th and Ish, know that you, but most importantly, you're not alone running this store. Any last words, Angie?
I got nothing, but go make it an amazing amazing day.
Go make it an amazing night. Angie, your mom, that was adorable. Your mom is so cute.
She is.
That was from Catherine from the heart. And
Thanks,
Angie,
Catherine.
April said I loved working with her. She worked circles around me.
She's a go-getter. I'm telling you.
She's a go-getter.
Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on Sunday.
See you guys.
Boom, boom, and